Welcome everybody to Yesterday's Entertainment Tomorrow. I'm Ryan McFellin. It's a truncated week, so let's get right into it with another look at Search for Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut!
Why did you say that name?
This week brought some interesting news about the Snyder Cut. So, Nick Twist and New York Nick Guzman rushed to a local office where they heard that someone had news about the famed Snyder Cut of Justice League.
Hey. You got the Snyder Cut?
It does exist.
It does exist.
It does exist.
Well, it looks like Zack Snyder and Ming Chen can confirm that the Snyder Cut exists. But when will we see it? When will we see it? When will we see it? Yet we'll continue its search to look for the Snyder Cut to see if we can bring it to you first. Doubtful, but we'll keep looking. Our first guest ever on Yet is an accomplished award-winning actress, known for her films like Who's Jenna and Rogue Warrior, Robot Fighter, which is hands down one of my favorite sci-fi films of the last decade, while starring in the upcoming film Evolution War and the television series Age of Darkness. Ladies and gentlemen, live from California, please welcome actress and friend Tracey Birdsall to the program. Tracey, how are you?
Thank you, Ryan.
Now, in Neil Johnson's phenomenal sci-fi epic Rogue Warrior Robot Fighter, you play Sienna, a kick-ass robot fighting badass. But which would you consider Sienna more to be? Is she more robot fighter or is she more Rogue Warrior?
Well, I think that one leads to the other, doesn't it? It started out as Robot Fighter. And before that, during production, it was Robot Armageddon, I think, or something like that. And then, so we get it to the point where we're selling it, and the distributor said, that's not a big enough title. Like, this is a really big film. That's not a big enough title. So everybody's banging their heads up against the wall trying to think of a title. And then they said, well, right here in the description, in the synopsis, it says she's a rogue warrior. So that's how we ended up putting Rogue Warrior at the beginning of Robot Fighter. It's like getting two titles instead of one.
Well, that's the reason I watched the film. Because I saw Rogue Warrior coupled with Robot Fighter, and I was like, yes! Yes, please!
I think that's awesome.
Now, you've teamed again with Neil Johnson on a number of different projects, including the upcoming At the Edge of Time, which can be considered a film special that occurs within the new and upcoming The Time War television series, and Evolution War, which is a sequel to Rogue Warrior Robot Fighter, which will also have parts of the sequel then incorporated into the upcoming television series, which incorporates both films titled Age of Darkness. So my question after putting all of that out there is, why are you trying to hurt my brain?
Because I like you, Ryan. It is quite a tongue twister, isn't it? Try living the life instead of just explaining it. Because of time travel, there's so many, in the Time War, there's so many characters that I play that interact with each other, and they all have to have different personalities and different beings and different things about them that make them different, so that the viewer buys the fact that these are, different entities. And so what I finally started doing after it was just so complicated between the projects and between the characters and everything, is I started making like little cheat videos where I take little clips where I had decided, and some of them use different facial muscles, they do their hair different, and they move differently. And some of them move with like pride, and some of them are a little more sheepish. And it's like, so I have like these little cheat videos now where I've taken little clips of the raw footage, and I'll actually watch it to like remember everything on that character, and then prepare for the day, and then go out and shoot.
Tell me about some of the amazing locations where you shot these projects in the last year, so I could feel extremely jealous about not being an actor.
You can be jealous, but it's really hard work. I mean, it's really hard work. We did 9 countries in 3 weeks. And I actually just posted it to my Instagram story because I was looking at my T-Mobile bill, and it said, and I was scrolling through it, and I'm like, that's crazy. It's just nuts, because you're not like sitting there enjoying the sights. You're like, you're going to this place, you're climbing to the top of that mountain, then you're shooting the scene, and then you're going to the next place, and then you're doing the same thing. And it's physically grueling, it's tiring, and it's so much fun. I mean, this last trip, we Croatia, Slovenia, Austria, Great Britain, Scotland. I skipped a couple places, Germany. It's just constant. So, but it's amazing.
And a shameless cross promotion for 2G1's Best Comedy You've Never Seen. You shot a cameo for that Angry Video Game Nerd the Movie episode in, where'd you shoot, the Alps?
Shameless. Yes, that was in Austria.
I'm here in the Austrian Alps, and I'm here to tell you how amazing Ryan is. Oh my God, I love Ryan and his reviews and everything. He's just so right on point. And we're out here filming right now.
Tracy, come on, we need you.
I'm sorry, Ryan just keeps bugging me about this video. You know how Ryan is. Love you, Ryan. Ciao, ciao.
So it was really funny because I had this idea of what I was going to do, and then it was easy because I was so exhausted. And it was the director's birthday the same day. So I said to him, I want you to film this. And he goes, what? Because I was eye patch that day. And I said, eye patch is going to sing you happy birthday. And it was so funny because eye patch is kind of, there's none of me in her. You know what I mean? It's like, and she kind of bugs me, like when I know I have to be here that day, just because I know what I'm going to feel like, and I know the pain and agony she's gone through in her life. And so I kind of like, okay, I'm ready, And so I sang him happy birthday from that character. And then I'm like, now I got to do Ryan's video. And he's like, Ryan's video?
I'm going to get very, very serious for just 1 second. I'm going to put a picture up, and I want a completely honest answer. How good do I look in a tux?
You look amazing in a tux. And oh my gosh, that video you did leading up to that night at the United Nations, that was amazing. And I have to thank you again for showing up and supporting me. That just meant the world to me. It was awesome. I love the fact that you did a behind the scenes video and you included the dry cleaner or whatever. You included everything. And it made it memorable.
That was at the WeLink Women in Film Festival Gala at the United Nations, where you won Actress of the Year in Women in Film. So, in layman's terms, how freaking awesome was that? People
think of it as it's an industry where you get a lot of recognition, and it's actually exactly the opposite. And that was cool because they just called me and invited me and then awarded me with that, and I didn't even have a clue anything about it. We worked so hard, and being recognized for something yourself, because so much of what we do were acknowledged or put down as a character. And so to get recognition for the fact that I've done that in so many different ways over the years, it felt amazing. I was so appreciative.
When can we expect director Neil Johnson's cadre of films and television series that you are starring in? When do they hit? When can we see that?
It's a good question because it is a huge conglomerate of projects, but they all stemmed from that first project that now is the special. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny how that happened. And then he kept expanding upon it because he's been writing these things for that particular project is his, closest to his heart. He's been writing it for 15 years. And all the stuff he was told not to put in it when he was going through a particular distributor and sales rep and stuff, he's like, you know what? Everybody loves the stuff that I do that they tell me not to do. So I'm just going to do my film, my way, shoot my stuff. And that's what turned into this gigantic epic project. But then he went to mix it all together, and the initial film that we shot didn't really have the same feel to it. It has a little more pep, a little more bounce, a little more tongue-in-cheek humor, where the Time War is super, super, super serious. And so then he goes, it's the Christmas special, or whatever special they decide to put it out as, So now we've got this, 10-episode gigantic monster, and the thing that it all got birthed from is a special. It's kind of amazing. And then as far as the other one, Evolution War and Age of Darkness, it's funny because he was going to finish those first. And then we shot the last few things in the Time War, and everybody wants to see it so bad. So we started working on that. But I'm not going to hold him to that because he's a creative. And so it's like you have to, when you're making your passion projects, you have to do them when their time comes. And so if he gets on a roll and goes in another direction. That said, my guess is the Time War will be out first, and I'm guessing 5 months, 6 months before it's finished.
Thank you so much, Tracey, for being on the program. And I personally cannot wait for all of your upcoming projects to finally be out there for the world to see. Tracey Birdsall, everyone. Love you, Tracey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan.
And that's it for this week's episode of Yesterday's Entertainment Tomorrow. Tune in next week for our Super Star Wars Holiday Extravaganza special. Be sure to enter our contest while you still can. Winners are drawn next week. I'm Ryan McClelland. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow. Yesterday.
Ha 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 ha!